In this CineGuru MAX tutorial, we're going to take a look at how you can instruct your actors where to look during scripted sequences. So characters in Game Guru Max have the unique ability to be able to point their head to wherever the player is, and we've utilised this functionality to create a new command that's exclusive for CineGuru Max, and that is the look command. And the look command basically can get your actors to point their head at different things, and it can be used in a number of different ways. So this very simple scene contains two actors, and we're going to be focusing mostly on this actor, who we've called Aztec. His big old feathered headdress makes it easy to see where he's pointing his head. And we've also got another actor in here that's just called Actor. So the action text at the moment is very straightforward. It just contains their idle animations. So when the player enters this zone and activates the actors and also this camera, which is trained in on Aztec's face, they're basically just going to point in the direction that they are facing. But we might not want that. So what I'm going to do to start with is add a new line, Aztec, and then I'm going to say look, and then the pipe character, and then I'm going to say actor, and then what was our actor called? I think he was just called Actor. Let's just double check that. Yeah, Actor, Actor. So when activated, our Aztec dude is going to turn his head to face our policeman. Like so. So he's now looking at our policeman. So we can also use the look command to specify a mark that he could look to. So perhaps after a delay of 2 seconds, our Aztec character could look towards a mark, and the specific mark he's going to look to is called Mark 1. So I'll just save that. I'll just double check that I've changed the name of the mark. So he looks to the to his actor, and then he looks to the actor mark. So by default, our character is looking quite aggressively to the floor, and this is where at last the offset values for the actor marks can come in handy, because you can change this. You can increase the values, so you could have, for instance, a Y value of 0. So at the moment it's minus 50, so that's kind of on the floor somewhere, but 0 is kind of somewhere up here. So now when he turns his head, he's now looking kind of more level with him. But you could also increase this. You could have it kind of plus 50. So that's going to be well above his eye line. So he's actually going to kind of look up a little bit. So now he's looking up. And you could also use the X and Z offsets to kind of really change where he's looking. So a little bit unnatural there, but I was sort of playing with the values quite a lot. So that's how you can get him to look at a specific mark on the floor. But you can also use the look command if we add in a delay of, let's say, another 2 seconds. We can also get him to look just straight forward if we wanted to. So if we type in look forward, he'll return his attention to straight ahead. And you can see he's looking straight forward there. Another way we can use the look command is to get him to look at a specific angle. So if we add a delay of, let's say, another 2 seconds, we could get him to look, angle, and then we specify a number. So a little bit of trial and error on this one. I mean, I'm just going to type in 120 to see what he does. It's probably going to be a very unnatural move, but that will turn his head through 120 degrees. So let's just see what that looks like. Might want a slightly smaller angle. So he's looking ahead, and then, okay, 120 is quite extreme. I might not want it quite as much as that, but you can definitely tell that he's kind of pointing his head over to somewhere else. So perhaps if I try 90, for instance, it won't be quite as extreme. So he looks to the actor, looks to the mark, looks straight ahead, and then looks through 90 degrees, which actually is still quite far. Maybe that's behind him. As I said, takes a little bit of trial and error to find the exact amount that you need. Perhaps I'll set that even lower. I'll set it down to 60 or something. But you can also use the look command finally to get the actor to look at the player, because by default they will ignore the player, but sometimes you will want them to look directly at the player for certain things. Now when you're using this command with a camera, they may not look directly to where the player is, because they're designed to ignore the player when a camera is active. But you can see he does kind of point back towards the camera, and you can see, look, he's now following the player, because his last instruction was to look at the player. He's now set to follow the player wherever the player moves, whereas our other actor will ignore us because he hasn't been given that command. So this could be quite useful, especially for sequences that perhaps don't involve a camera, and you do want characters to be kind of talking directly to the player. So that's the 5 different ways that you can use the look command to get your actors to look at different things.